My heart's pounding right now, just thinking about that moment.
Even though it's now, what, more than 15 years ago, it's a moment that I will never forget.
I'll always remember my phone call, of course. It was 27 years ago, and it was the first year that the Loran Awards were being distributed.
When I got the call, I had just landed in Calgary.
And saw that it was a 416 area code, and I knew that had to be Loran because I'm from Nova Scotia and it's 902.
At that time, we had one phone, and it was in my parents' bedroom. And it was 6:30 a.m. And my parents called me over, and there on the other line was Bob Cluett's voice.
And I picked it up, and it was a staff member from Loran, and I remember she told me, "I have some good news for you."
As soon as we landed, I had turned on my phone, thinking that one of the Loran staff are going to call any moment, and I can't miss it.
But I still wasn't sure what the good news was because she was speaking very slowly, and my heart was really racing.
So 30 seconds after I turned on my phone, Frank had called me.
And he said, "Would you forgive me for calling you this early if I told you that you got one?"
She asked me, "How would you like to be a Loran Scholar?"
For me, everything had all of a sudden in a moment changed.
And I couldn't believe it. I think I might have hung up on her actually and ran to my mom and said, "Guess what, Mom? I'm gonna get the chance to go to university."
Ben, c'est ça que je suis vraiment fou dans l'aéroport, puis la réaction des gens autour de moi qui applaudissaient quasiment parce que j'étais trop content.
If I could sum up that massive experience in just one word, I think it would be a feeling of potential.
One of the first thoughts was, oh my God, I'm moving away from home.
It was sheer excitement. It was, pandemonium and euphoria.
Every single year, it's my tradition to leave the last call of the evening to be for one of the scholars, one of the incoming scholars, is someone who gets it. And last year, I remember distinctly calling this one young woman, and I made her wait. Because of it, I made her wait a very long time.
I guess I was the last one to get called, and it was a kind of scary feeling to know that maybe you weren't going to be chosen, but I ended up getting the call.
And obviously, I could sense the nerves in her voice when I said hello and asked her how she was and how her weekend with us was. And then I told her that she was going to be a Loran Scholar.
Franca took a moment on the phone, took a pause, because I guess she had called a bunch of Loran Scholars, and she stopped and told me that I had won. And
of course she cried and said, "This changes everything." It made me cry because I remember 27 years ago how that felt.
It was like the world was in my hands all of a sudden.